Welcome to the Crypto Angel channel. Let's look and see what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin's trying to get some kind of bounce, so we'll see if this is sustainable, and we'll go from there. Hopefully everyone's having a great Friday. Technically, this is the Monday stream, though, because I was just busy Monday, and then I decided I would do it today, and then Saturday, tomorrow, I will be back to normal around 9 p.m. Central Time. Might be a little earlier, but we'll see. I'll play it by ear. I'll let you guys know in Telegram group that I have. Crypto Angel Telegram, I should say. If I go live earlier tomorrow, but otherwise, right now I'm planning on going live tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central Time. I'll be live at some point tomorrow evening, 8 or 9 p.m. Central Time. So let's see what's going on in the markets, and then we can go from there. Let me just do a sound check really quick on this, and then we should be good to go. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Let me just see that this is working. Yes. Okay, this sound looks to be good. Let's go over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now getting a nice bounce above $113,000. Let's break it down from the daily and start and go from there. So on the daily time frame, this last week has been absolutely brutal trading. The market has been awful, but I see this as a continuation of a breakout here, with still that measurement of about $148,000 on the daily. You have a higher low now on the daily time frame, and you could really say that you're trying to get some kind of triple bottom here on the daily time frame. So I also see a falling wedge here on the daily, like another one. And this one could also take you up back to about 123,000. We'll see what happens, but that's kind of what I see going on. Oversold daily. This is a higher low on the daily, despite it not looking great. This is technically a higher low. Well, it's a double bottom, I would say. I would say this is more of a double bottom here on the daily time frame. So the question at this point is, can we hold 112,300? Remember, this was the previous all-time high from back around July 10th. So if we can hold $112,300, we can get a move probably back up to all-time highs, and then from there we can see what happens. So I really like where the daily is at. The 2 days also getting oversold. The 3 days oversold. Bitcoin looks beautiful. The 4 days oversold. I'm looking for a bounce here on Bitcoin. I'm going to call it right now. I'm looking for a bounce here on Bitcoin, and I don't see us going much lower. The 4-hour time frame, not completely oversold yet on the stock RSI, but I see a possible bounce coming for Bitcoin. 21-day moving average getting close to price action, which is that blue line. The 200, we are below at 117. But I do see upside. I see Bitcoin getting a bounce here back to the upside. So really now at this point, I want to see us get back above the 15-minute 200-day moving average at 113.5. But for Bitcoin right now, it looks beautiful for a continuation up. 5 minutes above the 200 as well. The crypto fear grid index currently is sitting at 50, so we are still in neutral on that. And we can go over and look at Bookmap and see where Bookmap is going. Let me go over and do that really quickly. So Bookmap right now has more liquidity to the downside at 120. If we go up, I see some liquidity also at 113.5 and 114. And then on the weekly, you have liquidity still at 125 and 130. So I still see, yes, you have liquidity to the downside on the daily time frame for Bitcoin, but I do see a bounce possible and likely here for Bitcoin right now. So we'll see what happens on that. If you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know in the comment section below, and I will look at them. But I do see a bounce possibly coming for Bitcoin. I am in a short right now on Huma coin, HUMA. You're below the 15-minute 200-day moving average. You're below the 4-hour 200-day moving average, and the market cap is only 53 million, so it's really probably not. I mean, it's basically all-time lows, so I see this continuing a free fall if Bitcoin can't get a bounce here. If Bitcoin gets a bounce, we'll see what happens, but I'm in that short right now. And again, my stop loss on that is at the 15-minute 200-day moving average at 317. So that's the only short I'm in right now. I'm not in a Bitcoin trade. I see a possible Bitcoin trade brewing on the 5-minute if we can get some love, if we get a flag. But over the last 7 days, this hasn't really been working out. So to me, I don't know if it's worth the risk, especially on a Thursday night. I believe Jerome Powell speaks tomorrow in Jackson, Wyoming. So the measure move, if this 5-minute does play out, would be 114K and change, or basically just under 114K. But again, does this really happen? Or maybe we just keep going up and the flag doesn't even happen. That's kind of looking like the most likely scenario right now for Bitcoin. So let's go to the 1-minute time frame. So yeah, I thought we might fly out there for a few minutes, and you really didn't fill out the flag. You're just continuing the pump to the upside. But finally now, we are getting some kind of follow through when we break these 5-minute moving average. So let's see what happens. I'm calling for a move back up. I'm thinking right now the local low is in around 112.3. Anything's possible. We'll see what happens. But I do see a bounce coming tonight and tomorrow for Bitcoin with a move up to about, we'll call it conservatively, $113,900. It just looks like the most likely scenario. Now you're above the 5-minute 200. Are we above the 7-minute 200? We are. Probably not above the 10, but we're probably close. So my guess is the next target for Bitcoin is 113.4. If you get above that, your next target would be the 15-minute 200 at 113.4, which is the same price as the 10-minute. So let's see what happens. But I do see a small bounce coming here for Bitcoin tonight. So I'm more bullish than bearish short term, medium term. We'll go. But considering the fact that daily, 2-day, 3-day, 4-day, and 5-day are all oversold for Bitcoin, it does suggest to me that we are pretty much ready for a bounce on the macro time frame. The 5-day is not completely oversold, but you're getting pretty close to a bottom. I would have loved to see the weekly get completely oversold. That would be very bullish for the next 3 months or so. But I don't know. We'll see if that happens or not. I definitely see a double bottom here for Bitcoin, though, on the 4-hour time frame. So I would be looking for a breakout of this falling wedge with a measure move of basically the previous all-time high around 123, 124K. So that's my update for Bitcoin. I'm looking for a bounce here tonight, and I believe the low can be in at this double bottom at 112.3. We turned this resistance back in July into support now, assuming we can hold this level at 112. So we'll see what happens. I believe this is a very huge time for Bitcoin to see if we can get the macro bounce and go further to the upside and make new all-time highs eventually. So what do I think about... hold on a second. Just let me go to the comments really quick on TikTok. ETH short-term analysis. Appreciate if you guys hit likes. I'll do TA if you guys just hit the likes. What do I think about BET? I have an expiry call on September 19th. Down bad. I don't know what SBET is. Thank you for the likes. Appreciate it. So let's go look at Ethereum. I also see a possible long here on Aerodome. I can go look at that in a second. Bitcoin ripping right now. Let's go back to the 1-minute time frame for Bitcoin and go from there. Yeah, wow. I didn't take the long, of course. Let's go look at Ethereum, though, while Bitcoin's ripping. My guess is that Ethereum should be ripping as well. And you want short-term analysis on Bitcoin? So I'll do the 4-hour time frame and under on Ethereum. So Ethereum right now. What are we doing on Ethereum? I'm going to clear this chart up a little bit, and we can go from there. So Ethereum on the 4-hour time frame is overbought on the stock R side. But let me just redo this. I see this as a falling wedge here on Ethereum that's breaking out. And it looks like Ethereum right now is following what Bitcoin's doing and breaking out. So I'll go full screen, and we can see what's going on. Measure move will take you to about on Ethereum. That would take you right to resistance at 45.37. So I could see Ethereum on the 4-hour time frame above the 200-day moving average still, despite Bitcoin not being above the 200. I could see Ethereum getting a bounce, a bounce here for a higher low, and we'll see. The 2-hour look at that. The 2-hour completely reset. The 2 hours very bullish. The 1 hour is probably pretty good. 1 hour is bullish, but it is oversold. It's extended. It's overbought. Bullish engulfing candle. My guess is, let me look at the smaller time frames. You just crossed the 33-minute 200-day moving average. So if you do that, the next step I would look, if you want to continue this pump, would be the 1 hour 200 all the way at 44.10. Or it's more like at 4,400 actually. So I could see a move coming for Ethereum another $100 higher to about 4,400. And this falling wedge would take you to about 45.38, 45.37. So the next stop I would look for is 4,400. If you break that, I'd be looking for 45.37 on Ethereum. I'm calling it a breakout on Bitcoin. I'm calling it a breakout on Ethereum. Ethereum looks even better than Bitcoin right now, at least on the 4-hour and the 2 hour, especially on the 2-hour time frame for Ethereum. So this is not financial advice, but Ethereum looks like it's about to break out at least a few $100 higher, $100 or $200 higher. So Ethereum, I like what I'm seeing on the smaller time frames. So thank you for that request. It does actually look pretty bullish to me on the smaller time frames. Aerodome, let me look at Aerodome really quickly. So Aerodome, I see this in a flag on the 5-minute above the 200-day moving average. You're above the 200 on the 15-minute time frame. You're above the 200 on the 4-hour time frame. Well above it on the 4-hour time frame. So going back to the 5-minute, because we're above the moving averages on all of those time frames, and you're in a flag, this suggests to me that if the Aerodome is likely to get up to about $1.60 sooner rather than later. Whenever you're above the 50-minute, 200-day moving average, and the 4-hour, and the 5-minute, I look for longs in a flag, and that's what I see right now. So I see a possible measure move on Aerodome higher. Stop loss could be 136. Take profit could be 160. That's my next target for Aerodome. Just something I came across tonight. I see Aerodome getting a continuation pump, assuming Bitcoin can get that follow through to about 113.9. So that is kind of what I see going on Aerodome. It looks bullish to me. Aerodome looking for a long entry right here. Now, financial advice, just what I see going on in the market. You're very welcome. So that's kind of my update on Ethereum. That's my update on Aerodome. And then Huma short still in it. This might get a bounce if everything bounces. But again, overall, still in a macro downturn on Huma. So I'm going to stay short I'm going to stay short as long as you're below the 200-day smooth moving average on the 50-minute time frame on Huma. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But Huma looks very bearish to me right now. It's just a random shitcoin. Bitcoin, like, this is the biggest pump Bitcoin's seen in over a week, I would think. At least this fast. So, Bitcoin breaking out, and it makes you think that maybe somehow, some way, the low is in for Bitcoin. We'll see. Is that the bottom before the next all-time high in Bitcoin? It's a possibility. I didn't think that a few hours ago, but again, on the 4-hour time frame, I see a double bottom for Bitcoin. The first one was from the 2nd of August, and now 19 days later you put in the double bottom on the 4-hour time frame. So to me, Bitcoin it looks like it put in a double bottom on the macro time frame 19 days apart, and I'd be looking for a continuation up here. That's so bullish. Like you have a double bottom. You have a falling wedge, and I also see this as a cup and handle, a macro cup and handle. And then there's your cup, here's your handle, and if that's the case, right, yeah, your measure move is still basically all-time highs. So I see Bitcoin getting a bounce here. That's around the bottom on the 4-hour. Then you broke down, but that's your handle. To me, this looks very bullish to me. I see there's a cup and handle with the measure move of about conservatively 123K for Bitcoin. So I'm calling the bottom here, at least short term, and we can go from there. So if you guys have any other requests, let me know in the comment section below. But that's my quick down and dirty update. Yeah, we can definitely put in our longs. I think we can probably do that. So Bitcoin right now looks good to me. I'll be back live tomorrow with a longer update. I just want to give you guys an update on the market since I wasn't live Monday, and I thought, it worked out well because I believe Bitcoin. I believe the second I went live, Bitcoin started ripping, and it was probably a very good time for an update. As far as tomorrow, I will post a TikTok tomorrow and the live stream tomorrow around 8 or 9 p.m. Central Time. I don't know the exact time I'll go live. If you guys want to join the Telegram, I'll let you guys know in there. Link to join that is in my bio on TikTok, and it's on YouTube, my YouTube page, in the description. But anyways, I see Bitcoin continuing higher, and the target short term is 113.9. So that's my update. I'll see you guys in the next one. And let me check the comments one more time. I wanted to get in a long on Bitcoin. At this point, I was looking for this to flag out. It just went straight up. So at this point, I'm not in a long on Bitcoin, but I do think, I don't really think. I'm just going off what the charts tell me. The charts suggest to me there's a 68% chance we go back to at least 123K before we take out this low at 112.1 or whatever the low was. So to me, I think it's most likely we go up $5,000 or $6,000 higher before we take out this low. So do you want to long that? That's up to you. I can't tell you what to do. But I see a lot of setups right now looking for a long. Like Aerodome does look kind of bullish to me. I prefer to wait for the 15-minute. If we can stay in this flag on the 50-minute time frame on Aerodome, I'd look for a long. I'll probably be sleepy when that happens. But I will put an alert on Aerodome if this gets oversold and we're still above, I would say $1.40. I could look for a long in Aerodome. So that's a free trade setup. If that happens, that'd be a good long. I don't know why I cannot. Why is my alert system not working? That's a little annoying. Okay, that's not what I wanted. I want Aerodome. Okay. So maybe now it will work. Welcome, Dave, to the chat. Appreciate that. So I'm just gonna make a new. Come on. Let's I'm trying to make an alert on Aerodome. There we go. I don't know why it wasn't working before. So let's do it on the stock RSI. If the stock RSI gets below 8, I think that's fine. So if the stock RSI on the 50-minute time frame gets below 8, and we're still above $1.40 when that happens, I could see a long on the 5-minute for Aerodome with a measure move of 160 and change, and the stop loss would be probably below 137, or you could really put it right here, but I prefer 136. Less likely you get stopped out. So yeah, and from right now, it's a wait game on Aerodome. If you lose a slag, then so be it. You don't take the trade. I'm tired of over trading and losing money. That's feel like what that's happened over the last week. It's been brutal, to 10 days. I would say more like 7 or 8 days, really. But so I believe, yeah, Aerodome could be a long. For right now, I'm not taking that trade just yet. I'm just going to be a little more cautious with the market based on how brutal it's been the last 7 days. Yeah. So, anyways, that's my update. I'll see you guys in the next one. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. I'll see you guys tomorrow around the same time, 8, 9 p.m. Central Time. Until then, trade safe. Always use a stop loss. I see Bitcoin, at least short term, going to 113.9. And from there, well, that's my update. I appreciate you joining the Telegram. I appreciate it a lot. Ethereum just broke $4,300, by the way. Again, I see Ethereum getting that move to 4,530. So we'll see if that happens. That could happen by tomorrow by this time. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Goodbye and adios. Very quick stream, but that's part of the game. It is what it is.